Here's something that some of you might find kind of interesting. Marvel has rebooted the Ultimate comic book line. For those of you that remember that, that was its own different universe, and it kind of did its own thing. It was more realistic and gritty compared to the actual 616 Marvel Comics proper. And they were pretty successful for a long time, and then eventually went off the rails. Well, Marvel has rebooted that, and they're starting a new Ultimate Universe. Technically, this is not the original Ultimate Universe. It's a whole new thing. They're just taking a familiar name and expecting it to sell itself. And in this case, it is. So this is what I find interesting about this, and I'm going to tell you why. This is from Fandom Pulse. Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man is crushing it for Marvel Comics, and it's easy to see why. So this is the Spider-Man of that book. It's a 35-year-old Peter Parker married to Mary Jane Watson, and they have two kids, Ben and May. And the difference between this Peter Parker and the Peter Parker from the 616 is this one didn't get his powers until now. So why is that? So a quick TLDR. There's a whole new universe started by an evil Reed Richards, and he wanted to manipulate it, so he stopped the spider from biting Peter Parker. They have fixed that by having this Tony Stark tell him, you were supposed to be a big hero, and do you want a second chance? And he gives him the spider that was supposed to bite him. So he's going to start out as a family man and have Spider-Man problems. It's actually pretty interesting. I read the first issue. Pays big respect to the characters. It's an interesting take. I'm really curious to see if this can hold up. Now, keep in mind that Marvel books usually go off the rails by the fourth or fifth issue. So we'll see if this holds up. But as of now, I'm intrigued. The biggest thing here is that MJ and Peter are back together, which is something that, comic book fans have wanted for a long time. In some ways, this comes off as kind of desperate to me from Marvel because they're obviously trying to grab older readers to come back. And if you've been following the mainstream comic book market, a lot of them have dipped out. Like, the comic book shops aren't doing very good. But this book did something that I haven't seen a book do in a long time. It brought back people to comic book shops. So I'm going to go over what is in here as a comic book shop owner that talked with, I'm going to guess, John Delarose from Fandom Pulse here. And he had this to say. In speaking with a retail comic shop owner who asked to remain anonymous, Fandom Pulse found that the books are flying off the shelves. I can confirm that because they were sold out of my store too. And I was told a lot of people came into the store looking for them. People that didn't regularly shop there looking for that book. It's sold out everywhere. Now, you could probably walk into a shop and maybe find one. I'm not saying that won't happen. But if you go to eBay, before we get back to this, and you look around, the books are selling for a lot of money. Ignore this one that says $223. That's for a stack of 10. So that's a lot of 10 of these. But every book on here, every variant cover, every main cover, here's one right here, 11 bids, 1 day left, $30. 1 in 100 at $84 right now with 3 bids and 1 day left. Here's the 1 in 25 going for $25 with 1 day left. And here's another one, $52 for the black costume variant. Even cover A, this book is hot. And it's hot because it's of what it is, which is a reunion of Mary Jane and Peter Parker. But the gimmick for this book is interesting. It's kind of about like a second chance. Second chances in life. That's the way this book is kind of selling itself, because he's getting a second chance at being Spider-Man. And if you actually read the book, there's more to it than that. I won't spoil it too much because I really think it's a really good book. I'm hoping it'll hold up. Because, you know, what's funny, we've seen this before, but not like this. Like, all these comic book companies, they'll push out all this bullshit like gay Superman, and they'll tell you you're an istophobe if you don't read Green Lantern's male gigolo serial killer book or whatever that shit is that guy was begging people to read. But they'll run to the store for Mary Jane and Peter Parker getting back together. Oh, Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man #1 is sold out. Not only there, but in multiple comic shops. The second printing of the book is already selling better than 90% of comics out there, the shop owner said. And that's with people calling in for pre-orders as the second print has not hit stands yet. Probably won't be out for a couple of weeks because they're going to have to make variant covers for it. When asked why Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man is selling so much better than the other books, the character is one thing, but it's also a level of talent. Marvel only wants to pay a few writers, the comic shop owner said. Otherwise, Marvel Comics cheaps out on the talent, and the stories suffer as a consequence. They use the clout of writing for Marvel Comics to lure people in who aspire to be part of the industry and don't pay them well and don't get good results. Why does Marvel Comics do this? There's no editorial vision anymore, the comic book shop owner said. Yeah, this art's great. Really love this art. Here's some panels of MJ and Peter talking. I'm interested. I haven't been interested like this in a comic from Marvel in a while. I did read Wolverine versus Predator, which was really good. It was only 4 issues. This is supposed to be ongoing. I would say don't get too excited yet because, well, anything could happen, especially with those kids. But for right now, the first issue is pretty damn solid, and there's not even any Spider-Man in it. One of the strengths of the Spider-Man comics, at least what it used to be back in the day when, you know, these were great. The characters that surround him, his supporting cast, all that stuff was very important. And it looks like it's going to be very important in this book. It feels like a fresh start to a Spider-Man book. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. Is Marvel going to make all of the Ultimate books like this? Press X to doubt. But at least for right now, this one seems pretty solid. And it's selling out. It's bringing people into stores again, which that hasn't been a thing in a long time. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.